This DeBacco University video is going to look at calcium and magnesium and its importance in plants, and these are nutrients typically reported in a soil test report, so you should have some understanding of how they impact plants. So here we're going to look at calcium and magnesium importance in a soil test report. Now we notice that it's often marketed here as bone health for humans, but it's also calcium and magnesium are also important for our plant's health as well. So first off, starting with calcium. So for calcium, it's a vital component of the cell manufacturing process. Calcium also improves the root uptake of other nutrients. Plants growing plants are particularly sensitive to an insufficient calcium supply, as evident by blossom end rot. Those black sunken spots, often discovered at the bottom of tomatoes and summer squash here, indicate that these plants were not getting adequate levels of calcium. Also, lack of moisture can contribute to this disorder, and soils that are properly limed generally contain adequate calcium levels because this nutrient is a major constituent of limestone. However, if you're dependent on that lime for your calcium, be aware that some of that calcium, while in high amounts, may not be necessarily always plant available. It can occur in other crops as well. Here we see the grapes. Now if we're talking about crops that don't produce an actual fruit, because this is looking at the actively growing points, typically you're going to see calcium issues at kind of the tips of plants. Maybe the browning or the burning of the tips of plants can be another indication that your plants might be deficient in calcium. Going on to magnesium here, and magnesium is a key element in the development of chlorophyll. Magnesium, abbreviated Mg, is a crucial for seed formation. Like calcium, magnesium is usually supplied by liming materials, particularly Dolomitic lime. Because Dolomitic limestone contains about 20% magnesium, so not only are you getting a pH change, making your soil that might be too acidic more basic, you're also getting magnesium with that product. Epsom salts or magnesium sulfate may be recommended where calcium and soil pH levels are adequate, but soil magnesium is still low. Now when it affects chlorophyll development, we can see here that the yellow coloration of the leaves, here it's a tomato, but would look very similar in other crops for the magnesium deficiency. This is kind of very characteristic. You can see it not be every leaf, but we can see it's definitely evident here. The main veins of the leaf are still green. In the in-between veins, the interveinal areas is what yellows. And that's a classic symbol of a magnesium deficiency, particularly if it occurs on the older or the lower leaves within a plant. That can be an indication that you may be looking at a plant that is magnesium deficient.